Now that we have everything set up and the delegates have started to register, and we can now see after the event we can see the delegate reports, or even before the event for that purpose, to see who has registered and what arrangements do we need to make. We can arrange all of the things that we can do on the basis of this data. And now you can see we have this registration section here that I hover on, and you can see there's this one listing which is called the delegates, and then we have the delegate reports. So there's a little difference between them. They share the batch processes, they share the most of the commands. However, this is more like on the side of after event reporting, and this is more on the side of before event reporting. And now you can see all of the delegates that have registered here with their all of the details, um, types, date added, amounts paid, and whatever they are owing. And we can also get some more data. Suppose if someone has any add-ons, if some amount was refunded to them or anything, you can see all of this detail here. Let's say I want to get everyone's email as well, so I'll update the columns, and now I'll get the emails here too. You can see now the emails are appearing here. You can note that there are no action buttons here, as opposed to the listing that we have inside of the delegates. And now we can also filter some of the data. Let's say I want to take only someone who has registered as a non-member, let's say, and apply the filter. You can see I'm only seeing the non-members now. Now I can choose to email all these filtered delegates, that is whoever is appearing on this screen. So I can click on email all filtered delegates, and I can choose my template. Let's say delegate. Okay, let's search something else. Let's confirm their registration. So we have all of the data filled in, and we can attach a few more things. Let's say I attach the invoice here and click on process. So the email was sent to 5 people, and that is that about the email all filter delegates. And now we have the delegate processes, batch processes that we already had and are covered in the earlier video on delegates, which is the email. We can mark them as attended, we can generate a name tag for them, we can generate their registration summary, which essentially are all of them are batch processes. We can generate their invoices, mark someone as spam, send them delegate SMS, and delete anyone who has incomplete registrations or change their registration types. So you can go through them one by one. I have explained them briefly in the previous videos, and for this one we'll focus on the main listings. And then we can go to group managers. Here we have a detailed view of whoever is the group manager and whatever details they have, and we can see that we have again almost similar batch processes here. And again we have filters. If we want to filter out with respect to some kind of data, then we can find out that. Let's clear this one out and move to next one. Check delegates are those delegates whose registrations have been checked. Which I mean, what I mean by that is, if I click on Vijay Sharma here, and I can see their registration, it is checked, marked as checked, registration is checked. So I can go back, and similar is the case for Shubham Tripathi and Currinda user here. And again, they are not risky, they are marked as safe. So more on that later on the risky part. So we have the same batch processes here again, and then we have people with special requirements, whether it's dietary requirements or if they have any special requirements, as in someone might be differently abled. So we put in those needs, all of them here. You can see special dietaries here has peanut allergy to someone, one delegate, and one has accessible escalators as a requirement. You can see it's Currinda user. So these are the special requirements list. And then we have risky delegates. So someone is marked as risky if we have an apprehension that they might cancel the registration. So if you see, I can click on Payal Verma here, and you can see I have marked her as risky user here. So this is where it comes from. Now I can go back, and again I have some batch processes here which is similar to what I had in the earlier tabs. Now that is it about the delegate tabs. Thank you. We talked about delegate reports. Now we'll see some other reports that exist inside of Currinda, and you can see outstanding reports. So we can click on outstanding reports. It gives us a list of all of those members or all of those delegates who have some amount which is outstanding. So it gives us for more or less the same controls that are given in other listings for the batch processes. These are same, and we can also filter some of the data according to our need. And let's say I want to filter by attendee types. Let's say I want to check just managed and apply this filter. So I can see there's just one Praveen Chaudhary who has this membership, which is the attendee type is managed member. And now let's check another report which is called the organization reports, which is a listing of which organizations are hosting this event and how many registrations are in their name and if they've paid any amounts. So this would show once we have checked and approved their payments. So currently it's showing me this report based on who has got the membership and registered for this event. So Praveen Chaudhary is the person who has taken this registration and has a membership of this organization, but it's not showing one here because they have some amount outstanding or their registration has not been checked. And then we have the custom question reports. The custom question reports is basically a report that tells us which user answered which questions and how they answered them. Let's see, would you be willing to sell your registration to someone else in case you don't want to come to the event? And some of them have answered no and yes, and some of them have answered for this question, would you be willing to volunteer in future events? It's a multiple answer type, so some have answered yes, no, maybe, and some have answered yes, others have left it. So this is basically the report of it, and we can also export this. Then we have the custom question summary. You can click on this, you can see which question particularly got what answers, and this is specific to multiple choice questions or radio questions like yes or no, binary kind of questions, which have some limited options. So you can see these have limited options, so they got these answers. No was said by 4 people, yes was said by 4 people, and in this question yes was said by 2 people and no was said by 1 people. And so these kind of custom questions give us the ability to understand what we need to do and take decisions on the basis of that. So that's it about the reports after the event. Thank you.